But I was shocked to find that how it carried over for myself personally into bar training. Hey, how's it going? TRX Traveller Adam here. In this vid, I just wanted to chat a little bit about a pretty cool strength transition from TRX training to bar training. So I recently got these bars just a couple of weeks ago. Just to mix things up, I thought, I'm not really sort of living in Latin America now with the COVID. I'm obviously based back in London. And I thought, to mix things up now, I've got a little bit more of a permanent residence. I will get these bars because I've always admired body weight, let alone the sort of the strength of it, but also the physiques of gymnasts and bodyweight enthusiasts. Gymnasts specifically is fantastic. They kind of have this superhero look where they have the sort of big, round, broad shoulders, the small waists, really solid, strong, tight cores, and it's very impressive. So I thought I'd mix it up. Now, I haven't done dips or any bar work holds for a long, long time, many years. My training has just been solely with TRX and resistance bands. Excuse me. And what I was absolutely shocked at was actually how not so terrible I was at it. I managed to hold for almost a minute and go through 3 different types, from a dip, chest dip, excuse me, a chest dip to tricep dip, and then a sort of planche tuck hold. And what I found fascinating was, the TRX training itself, whilst it's slow, there's obviously a large focus on technique, slow movements, so a long time under tension. And I believe that because that long time under tension on the muscles obviously creates really dense muscle fibers, dense muscle overall, I was shocked at how well that transferred to bar training. And you can see at the video, I'm by no means, I'm an absolute amateur at this. I did some reading, I watched some tutorials from gymnasts to give this a go. But I was honestly just expecting to not be able to hold my body weight whatsoever. I didn't think I'd be able to do one dip or for triceps or one chest dip, let alone hold a planche tuck. And I was absolutely blown away. So I think, there is a large debate that people say, you can't get strong with the TRX. It's just for health. For me, that is just bollocks, because especially for physiques sculpting or muscle building, muscle-centric exercise, you can build muscle with a can of Coke. You could build muscle with this water bottle, because the muscle doesn't know what you're holding. All it knows is the tension you can place upon it through a range of motion. And if you've got very good mind-to-muscle connection, and you can violently contract that muscle, you can build muscle with a TRX. And in essence, thus, builds strength and forms of strength if you're building muscle. So I thought that was so cool, and I especially, I'd expect a TRX to help you maybe with, supporting your weight in a handstand, or help you with press-ups, potentially doing pistol squats. The strength could carry over from that maybe. But I was shocked to find that how it carried over for myself personally into bar training, which is isometric holds, a lot of it. Granted the press and pull, but the ability to move and stuff like that. I used to have a lot of rotator problems all the time. From years of a young person lifting weights, lifting them incorrectly, lifting too heavy for me, let my ego rule technique and smart training. So I had a lot of shoulder problems, and I couldn't even do dips when I was in the gym because I could feel it hurting. But now it shows how much the TRX work has strengthened my shoulder girdle and helped it to be able to do these dips like this. Like I say, I wouldn't say I'm super strong, or the training that I love is sort of physique sculpting and just creating a body anywhere in the world without a gym that I'm happy with, and same to help people do the same as well. Not be so reliant or anchored to a gym, which is what I spent many years being. But yes, in essence, without rambling on, as I normally sort of do, I tend to get sidetracked, and I'm getting sidetracked. I just wanted to sort of do this vid to show that there is possibilities of strength gains and the ability to transfer those strength gains to other forms of performance. So whether you're looking to increase performance for golf or tennis, or other forms of sort of moving through motions, I think the way the TRX allows you to move and to create movements where you can really overextend, and because you're not stuck on a bench or you're not stuck on a machine, you can really take those motions sort of beyond what possibly you can do with weights, especially because the way you angle and the way you're standing. That's just an argument for debate. But I think those ranges, they really sort of develop the muscle on the whole strength range. So the beginning, the sort of beginning of a strength range, like the middle and the peak, in various muscles and various movements as well. And I think because there's a lot of secondary muscles used at times, even though we try and specifically isolate the one muscle we're working, with the TRX, I think, there will be secondary muscles used. So perhaps that also helps with the strength gains that you don't realize, because of all these little secondary muscles that are potentially stabilizing, especially stabilizing muscles around the shoulder girdle, around the core areas that you don't realize, and you're sort of using and bringing in as you TRX train, which can help and pass over. So I was really interested, and I'm gonna sort of analyze it a bit more, see how my progression with these bars and TRX progresses. And you know what, I'd be super interested as well to see, after, I think it's been 5 or 6 years now of TRX training, I'd love to see, maybe I'll do this sort of in a year's time or next year, and go in with, I've got some friends who are fantastic strength athletes and powerlifters. I'd love to see how the TRX strength now compares to doing a squat or a deadlift, to see what I'm capable of doing. And it'll be really interesting. It might not transfer to that. I might be super weak and really shit. But it's fascinating. And especially this isometric hold sort of movement on bars. Wow, it's cool how it transfers over to that. So, for everyone questions, all the questions that I received, can you build strength with the TRX? Obviously, the simple answer would be, well, try working in just strength ranges. So, lower sets, 4 to 6, one using one arm, or one arm press ups, etc., etc. Higher sort of intensity with larger angles to create that higher intensity. Yes, but then, when it's transferred to isometric stuff like this, which you necessarily wouldn't specifically train for with the TRX, this isometric holding strength, it seems that that type of strength transfers really well. So, interesting, and I'm going to see how it progresses. Pretty cool, and just wanted to sort of make this vid to talk about that, and to raise maybe a bit of a debate as to what others think about TRX training and whether it sort of develops strength. I know there's a lot of people who would say it simply does not. But, I would argue that, for me, that proof of being able to hold the bars like that has said to me that, those strength gains sort of remain or advance. I don't know. But yeah, it was great to feel and great to see. If you've got any thoughts on this, or you've experienced TRX training that's transferred into strength training, or you've used TRX training to sort of help with an area of strength performance, perhaps if you're a powerlifter and you're watching this, wow, that's wicked, thanks for watching. And if you've ever used TRX, I'd be super interested to know how it helped, or if you think it could help with strength gaining. And yes, as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm always chatting about possibilities and stuff with the TRX, and I think this is one possibility that is certainly piquing my interest. And of course, lots of coaching vids on TRX, and being able to train anywhere in the world, wherever you want, at home, gardens, nature. So if you sort of like that path, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon, and you'll get little notifications for when I'm uploading videos, which isn't that often, but when I do, I try and make them debatable or sort of educational for coaching with TRX training and muscle building in those sort of realms. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.